35 years ago is when the church got started. First of all, in my life, I wasn't the perfect person in the world. I liked to drag racing and doing all kind of things that weren't legal. And one day, the Lord got to get rid of all of that stuff that I had, and I never could understand that. I had race cars, spent a lot of money on race cars, and this thing that was my hobby. I loved it. And I bought some race cars, and I had a building that I worked on them in, and I had about 4 overmotors in that thing, a race car, 4-wheelers, Jeeps, and all kind of stuff that I had in the shop that I had. And the Lord was trying to tell me something, but I never could understand it. I got sick. Wrong with me. Couldn't find anything wrong with me, examined me. But when I started out the door, the nurse stopped me and she told me, she said, Wiley, ain't nothing wrong with you. She said, but you got on a shirt. That shirt is white, but it's all black spots all over it. You go out to go clean it up. Well, I didn't really understand what she was saying long there, but when I got home, I felt real bad, and I know something was wrong with me. If the doctor had told me that day I'd have had cancer, I'd even feel better. But he said, well, nothing wrong with me. I don't know if something was going on in my life that I really couldn't understand it. So I left that evening. I went back round to the nurse's house. Dr. Goldwasher was the doctor, and his nurse. So I went back to her house, and I sat down, and I wanted to know what did she mean when she told me that I had on a white shirt and his hair was spot. She said, the Lord got a calling on your life. And long then I liked it, right? I didn't want to quit it. I loved what I was doing. And I tried to go on from there, but things just started going downhill with me. And the shop that I had all that stuff in had burned up. A steel building with nothing in it to burn, but steel. And that building burned up, and I never could understand why that building burned up. Burned up all the race stuff, cars. And I left and went home, and I was sad about the whole situation because I didn't understand none of it at the time. And I was home one day, and I got a letter. And this letter was telling me what I needed to do. And so I got up that morning. The Lord woke me up early one morning, about 4 o'clock. Then he sent me out on a journey. I went on that journey, and when I got to the end of that journey, I was driving a car, had a quarter of a tank of gas in it, and no money in my pocket. And when I got to the end of that journey, which I went probably 200 or 300 miles of a quarter of a tank of gas, I couldn't believe none of that myself, and I know the people that I was going to tell this to weren't going to believe it either. But the gas dealer stayed the same thing. And when I found the letter that the Lord had sent me, and I came back and got the letter. I did everything that letter told me to do. I even got baptized. They told me to get baptized. I even got baptized on that letter. But a few days later, I was laid home. Some told me, said, you're going to have to go get baptized. I said to myself, I just got baptized. I saw around that I was really hard-headed. I'm talking about hard-headed. And I said, well, I'm going to go get baptized again. And so the letter said that I had to get baptized in the Church of God, And I didn't know no other Church of God. I know some Church of Gods in Christ. So I decided to go to Baxley over there to a church that I know was a Church of God in Christ. And when I got out the city limits to Alabama, there was a little church on the left. And my car just went right on into that church. And I looked over the door, and it was Church of God. And I said, well, this might be where I need to be at. And when I pulled up to the back door, the door opened. And I looked in there. There was Daddy Turner standing at that door with his rubber boots on, and he told me the Lord wanted him to baptize me. He baptized me. And I come home and went to sleep. The next day I woke up, I thought I was dead, really. I looked around, I used to talk to people and ask people just to see if they're still alive. But after that, I kind of knew then what the Lord was trying to tell me. So that's when I started on myself down to the Lord and trying to do what was right, what was wrong. And at that time, everything I was saying to people, they would just do it for me. And I needed a pair of driving license one time, and I asked the sheriff to call over there to get me a pair. And he said he would, and I went over there to get them. And I got over there, the man didn't want to give them to me. That was kind of funny. And I got kind of mad, and I started back home. And when I got across the bridge, I heard a boy speak to me. He said, "That ain't the way we do business." And I said, "What?" I looked around, ain't nobody called me. So I came here home with the little book he gave, and I laid on the porch, and I went and studied for my driver's license. And sure enough, when I went back the next week, like he said, I got my license. I made 90 on one test, 95 on the other test. And I got my driver's license. And then I come on back home. And I was learning then how to be obedient. And I was in Dickens one day, and to buy some trailers to put on another piece of land I had over there. And the man sold the trailers a little bit before I got there. But he said to me, "I got some land out there. You want to buy it?" And I told him, I said, "No, I don't need no more land. I got plenty of land." Matter of fact, I had plenty of money in my pocket at that time. And he said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll sell you that land out there for $16,000. Told me how many acres and everything it was. This place where the church sat today." And I said, "Well, I don't need no more land." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm selling it to you cheap, just about giving it to you." I asked him, "What you want to?" He said, "I'll take $16,000 for it." I told him, I got $10,000 in my pocket right now. I'll give it to you if you sell it to me. And he said, "No, I couldn't sell it." So I started out the bank. That was in Nichols. And he said, "Come back, boy. Let me see what you got in your pocket." So I pulled out the $10,000 and laid them on the thing. So he gave me the deeds to this little place right here. So in the meantime, I got a little trailer that put right here. Because my wife was having problems, and she decided she wanted to go in a different direction. And she found out I was trying to change my life around, so that's what happened. And I come out and went to stay by myself. And I built another shop down there. And I tried to get started again in drag racing and stuff, but none of that didn't work for me. So I just armed myself down. And one day the Lord come to me, and he said, "I want you to go in that building down here in the state, and I tell you to come out." So I went out in that shop, and I stayed in that shop down there for 2 years and 6 months in a little old corner room that we had built down there for my races and stuff. And he fed me down there in that shop. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. And every time I got hungry, I was telling the Lord what I needed. The people around me were furnished me for everything that I needed. I stayed in there for 2 years and 6 months. And one day he came to me and told me he was going to let me out. I didn't know the Bible when I went in there, but when I come out of there, I know the Bible from the front to the back because God gave it to me. When I went in there, he gave me a Bible, and I'll never forget how the leaves on that Bible was curved. And I'll never forget the hand that gave me that Bible. That Bible was white as snow. And that hand that he gave me, that Bible was whiter than snow. And I took that Bible from him that day, and I stayed in that building for 2 years and 6 months. Me and him went through that Bible from front to back. And when I come out of that place, he said he was going to let me out. When I come out as a preacher. And I come home one night and was laying down in the bed, and he said to me, he said, "I want you to build me a church." And I said, "Boy, I can't build nothing." So when I walked out that door that Saturday morning and looked across over here where the church is today, and I started walking out this way. And another fellow was living in a trailer over on the other side of the church. And he asked me what I was fit to do. I said, "The Lord spoke to me and said, build him a church." He said, "Oh yeah, wait just a minute." So he went back, got his tape measure, and he taped this place off just like it is. showed me what this was going to be and that was going to be. And he said, we'll get busy today digging the foot if you want to. I said, well, he done told me to do it, so let's do it. So he started digging the foot. And when we started digging the foot of this church out here, I bet I had 50 bids come by and ask me what I was doing. They go over and get their shovels. And we dug this whole foot out here that Saturday morning. The next week, I told the guy, I said, well, I got a little money at the bank up there. And I had $15,000. And I got started. I said, well, that's what I'm going to spend on the church. And we dug the foot. And when I got ready to pour the foot, they bought the concrete out here and poured it, but somebody had already paid for it for me. So when we got ready to get the blocks come out here to the church, and somebody paid for them. And after we got the foundation up on the church, we were trying to get somebody to get some dirt to go in it, and Mr. J.L. Turtle come by here. He said, I own that sand ridge over here, I get all the dirt you want. So he hauled this dirt over here to me, and we put it in this foundation. Then we got the foundation pole, the concrete place over there give us most of the concrete, and somebody else paid for the rest of it. I don't know who paid for it. And when we started running the walls up on the church, every merchant in Alabama sent me $100 for this church. And we want to thank God for them. And even the superintendent of the schools down there, they sent money out here. And we got the walls and all up on it. And I said, well, I'll take that money there and put a top on it. So I went to see about the top, but I never could find anybody that could tell me anything, how to do it or what to do it with. And we was having church in these four walls here. And one night, when we left out of here from church, we started out the door, and there was a guy sitting out there in a car looking at us. I said, well, he could have got out and come on in, but he never did. So when all of us got out and walked out the door, and everybody left except me, and I was standing on the porch out there. But he got out the car and walked over here to me, and he said, your name Wiley? I said, that's my name. He said, well, the Lord sent me here to talk to you. I said, the Lord sent you here to talk? He said, yeah, the Lord sent me here to talk to me. He said, I saw his old drugs real bad. I left his wife, his children, and I can't do anything with him. And we've been praying about it. He said it come to me that I need to come over here and talk to you about it, let you pray for me, so he could go back home to his family and act like he's supposed to. And he said, Wiley, if you do that for me, I'll buy everything it take to put the top on that church with. I said, well, I will. I said, bring him on over here tomorrow night and we'll pray for him. So enough, he brought him over there. The next night we prayed for him. But I never heard from this man anymore. But one day I come in from work, the whole top of this church and everything to go with it was sitting outside out there with the sign says God on the front of it. And then I decided then how I was going to get the rafters up because I had never did anything like that. And my friends down the streets, Barry McCarty, Mr. McCarty and all of them, they came by here one day and he looked at it. And asked me, said, you got anybody to put the top on that church for you? I told him no. He said, well, we'll be down here Saturday morning to do it. So sure enough, they brought the truck down there. They took all the rafters up that Saturday for me. The next Saturday they come down here and they put all the sheet on the top of it. And I had a good black friend from Baxlow that named Charles Brown. He loved me. And as we was putting the rafters, seated it all up on top of the church, he came over here and he helped us until we got through putting all that seated on the top of the church. And then I told him, I said, well, I try to find somebody that can put them shingles. They said, no, we're going to put the shingles on there. So we come out here to the next Saturday morning, we put all the shingles in there. We got all the top and everything on the church. Then we come in and start having church in here. And one day, we come in here and shut all the doors and it got kind of warm in here. And I had another friend that knew air conditioning, and I asked him about come put the air conditioner in it. He said he would. And sure enough, he come put the air conditioner in. The air conditioner is in this church up to this day that he put in there. It's been good and warm it here in the winter, cool in the summer. And this is where this church got started. Every applicant, every businessman that's in Alma, Georgia today, hope us with this church. You know, we're just so thankful. And we got started in the church. My calling was healing. And God was sending people to start here. We see God do miracles here with all kind of diseases. People have come in with all kind of diseases. Cancer, AIDS, all kind of stuff. Even stuff that we didn't even know what they had. And they come in here and walk out that door. And God has really blessed here with me. And then I got kind of sick. And I got out. I was at the house over there one day. I come in for dinner. And I had a dead tree over there back at the house. And I got a boy that cut it for me. He was out here at lunch and he was going to cut it down for me. And while he walked over there to cut it, my wife said that tractor ain't going to follow that tractor. So I run and jumped on that tractor to move it. And by the time I climbed over that tree, climbed over the tractor, that tree hit me back in the neck. And it knocked me out. They took me to the hospital. They survived me, brought me back. And about 3 or 4 years later, I had a knot to come up on my back, up on my neck back there. I went to the hospital up there and they operated on it and took it off. And it didn't stop the growth on it because it started growing down through the bones that was crushed in my neck. And then it started getting kind of aggravated with me. And my eyes got to get blurry half of the time and this thing and another. So I went back to the doctor. They run a test on me and found out that these nerves just in my neck and them bones that were broke were pressing against my spine and trying to paralyze me. So they sent me to spell. And they took 7 vertebrae out of my neck. And then my neck didn't want to heal like it's supposed to. And so I went back down there. So they had a machine they put on my neck. And for 6 weeks, it healed up everything in my neck. All those bones fused, went back together like it's supposed to be. But it took me down from church. And I thought one time that I was going to have to stop church. And we kept praying, asking the Lord to help us out here, send us somebody out here. And all of a sudden, I got a nosebleed. And I had to go see about that. And all of that come from this complication I had with my dad. And I came to Alma one night and they was having a tent program up there by Jay's, behind Jay's supermarket. And the Lord guided me into there. And I went into there, couldn't walk, couldn't do nothing hardly. But the first night I went there, I felt something. And that something give you a spirit to live for. But I was listening to the preacher preach. And I heard some things that he come out of his mouth that I don't know or anybody else do, but I heard it come out of his mouth. And I started doing some of the things that I heard. And then I started getting my strength back. But I wasn't able to handle the church because I was too weak on my feet, so I couldn't walk on my legs, my ankles, and everything would give away. And I asked God to send us some help out here. And showed up a young man appeared out here, Brother Matthew Quinn. And he come to help us. A very, very brilliant young man, full of the Spirit of God, full of the Holy Ghost. And when I first heard it, I know that's who God sent to us. He laid hands on me a couple of times. This woman is today. I'm back to normal. And I thank God for Brother Quinn and his family. Thank God for each and every merchant that's in Alma that owe. Thank God for Mr. McCarty that come down here and tutored me up until I got grown in the ministry. His name is Mr. Ernest McCarty, one of my best friends. And I sure thank God for my life, maturity, and all. And one of my oldest daughters, when I first started out, she had cancer. They didn't want to tell me about it, but